Hello and welcome to Climate Conversations. Today we explore the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. Firstly, the phrase sustainable development. It means conducting policies, projects, actions or investments without the depletion of natural resources or sacrificing the health of people or planet, and so not compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The Sustainable Development Goals were created by the United Nations as a universal call to action to end poverty and protect the planet. The story begins at the UN Conference on Sustainable Development, held in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. Here, world leaders and experts addressed the urgent environmental, political and economic challenges facing our world. This led to the formation of an open working group, which included representatives from 70 countries. After extensive consultations and negotiations, the group proposed 17 goals and 169 targets. 3 years later, in September 2015, at the UN Sustainable Development Summit in New York, they were adopted by all UN member states. The SDGs were devised to create a more sustainable, equitable and prosperous world. They cover a broad range of issues from poverty, hunger, health and education to environmental protection, clean energy, innovation, responsible consumption and production. The SDGs are part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, a global framework for action. This agenda emphasises that no one should be left behind and that all goals are interconnected. Achieving one goal often contributes to the achievement of others, creating a holistic approach to sustainable development. In this episode of Climate Conversations, we take a closer look at the 17 goals and how the work at the Met Office aligns with them. Now over to Alex.
Thanks, Claire. The Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, are organised into 17 distinct categories, which I have behind me here, each addressing a specific area of sustainable development. The goals are divided further into specific targets, of which there are 169, and they're measured by 232 unique indicators to track the progress. They can be broadly grouped into 5 overarching elements, often referred to as the 5 Ps. So let's have a look at those. Starting off, we have people, which covers no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, and gender equality. Then there's planet, which covers clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, climate action, life below water, and life on land. There's prosperity, covering decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, and responsible consumption and production. Then there's peace, which covers peace, justice and strong institutions. And finally, partnerships, with partnerships for the goals. But the question is, what are we doing here at the Met Office? And well, actually much of our work here supports the SDGs, and we touch on most of them through partnerships and collaboration. In particular, those related to health, water, energy, infrastructure, urban resilience, climate action and environmental conservation. At the Met Office's Hadley Centre, climate scientists play a crucial role in supporting the Sustainable Development Goals. International partnerships are vital to addressing the issues presented by global weather and climate change. By analysing climate trends and extreme weather events and sharing this information across networks and countries, vulnerable communities can be supported to prepare and protect from climate-related events. Now, let's begin by looking at a couple of the goals and seeing exactly what we get up to. Let's start with Goals 1 and Goals 2, so no poverty and zero hunger. Through our overseas development programs, we work collaboratively on projects that focus on the global challenges of weather and climate with many partners, including in Brazil, China, India, South Africa and Southeast Asia. Our work in mapping future pest and pathogen migrations enables proactive measures to reduce crop losses. Dr. Pete Falloon is the Met Office's science lead on food security.
The Sustainable Development Goals clearly signpost where expertise match calls to action. And for me and the team I work with, we provide scientific advice to enhance climate resilience and adaptation in the agri-food system, including climate resilient food systems, soil health, water resources, and the impacts of climate change on agriculture. All of this supports and underpins a greater level of food security across the world.
3 is good health and well-being. The Met Office operational teams provide continual updates on weather. This includes warnings across all aspects of extreme events, such as health-related impacts, partnering with health organisations for heat waves, also extreme cold, flooding, powerful storms, and air quality. This extends globally, pinpointing and supporting parts of the world where the consequences of climate change run highest. Goal 7. Affordable and clean energy. Our future energy use is increasingly shaped by clean energy generation, particularly solar and wind. Here's a quote from Phil Hodge, Senior Account Manager for Energy here at the Met Office. At the Met Office, we work with transmission companies to support weather and climate related decisions for designing and building new infrastructure to deliver clean energy to UK homes and businesses. Goal 9. Industry, innovation and infrastructure. Adapting to our changing climate can be costly, and information is vital to effectively future-proof. We support infrastructure resilience through weather and climate services, helping industries and governments plan and adapt to these changing conditions. Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities, and Goal 13, climate action. Within this, well, as a world leader in climate research, the data and analysis we provide helps inform climate action policies and strategies to mitigate and adapt to climate change, including the scientific work of the International Panel of Climate Change, the IPCC, and the annual UN climate summits, including the recent COP29. Goals 14 and 15, life below water and life on land. The Met Office's marine forecast and climate models contribute to the sustainable management of ocean resources and the protection of marine ecosystems. Current work includes marine heat waves, understanding the impacts to ocean currents and the risks of ice melt. Biodiversity, conservation, and the sustainable management of terrestrial ecosystems is also supported by ongoing research by our scientists. Here's Sophie Pavel, writer and science communicator.
Protecting land is really important. In this country, millions of species, from microorganisms right the way up to birds of prey and other predators, live in terrestrial habitats. And as our landscapes are changing with the climate and with urbanisation and human population movement, we need them to be as resilient as possible. So if they're protected, that gives them the best chance of a wilder future.
Then Goal 17, partnerships for the goals. From hyperlocal to international reach, we collaborate with a diverse swathe of partners, working across educational settings to governments and research institutions in the pursuit of furthering the understanding and utilisation of weather and climate information for the greater good of people, society and the planet. Thank you for watching this edition of Climate Conversations. Thanks also to all of our speakers. Now here are some final thoughts from Rowan Sutton, Associate Director of Climate Science at the Met Office.
We need joined-up solutions that address not only the challenges of climate change, but also the other issues highlighted in the SDGs. The SDGs provide a very valuable tool and focus to enable this joined-up thinking.